Looks like I have full permission to sell to you now. Well, look who it is. Dazra's very own guest of honor. You must have friends in high places, as I have been authorized to trade with you. I have some impressive firepower on offer. My darling, do you really have to ask? Until now, these weapons have only been authorized for use by military personnel. You have the honor of breaking that convention. Of course I do. Now, what are you buying? No, and thank the Great Serpent for that. Unlike them, I actually have chances to shoot my guns. What kind of supplier would I be if I do not test the merchandise? I have some serious firepower here.
Something disrupts Victor's work. I pray his focus returns soon.
This is foolish, Victor. The High Council needs access to the power grid if we hope to restore the city. Your inability to provide a legitimate excuse for denying them will only last so long.
Victoria is right. I know you're angry, but you can't let personal matters interfere with what may be best for everyone.
Personal matters? This is a Ministry of State matter, and I will handle it as I see fit. He is a traitor. He turned his back not only on his family, but on our people's entire belief system. The fact that he still breathes is a stain upon the House Veth'aal name.
You would doom us all with your pride.
I will do as I please as head of this house. If you are not a member of House Veth'aal, you do not belong here. Another High Council lackey come begging? I told Lovick no more!
Forgive my brother. He has been forgetting his manners of late. Victor, this is a Nazgul's chosen. You recall Lovick sent word.
I recall he spoke of a newly anointed promised. And we do not need help, especially from an outsider.
You can't continue to refuse the council. You must act. Your inaction is killing you.
Precisely, which is why he leaves me no choice but to say this. My nephew Vaeric has left, and until he returns, Victor refuses to assist the council.
These are hardly matters for the ears of an outsider. You oversimplify. You would think us incapable of such a simple task. You are an outsider. You have no understanding of our house. What would my son, my successor, the heir to House Veth'aal have to do with house politics? Even someone with basic political knowledge should realize his importance.
Is this this not the opportunity you've been looking for, brother? A third party capable of finding Vaeric?
Yes, you said so yourself. Someone with no loyalties to speak of. And if he's become promised, truly his arrival is more than coincidence.
Serpent, give me strength. You both speak true. Perhaps I have reacted in haste. Tell me, Vindicator, are you well practiced in discretion? I hope your word is good as well. As Victoria mentioned, my son, Vaeric, has left. Essentially, he has abandoned his post. And not only did he turn his back on his house, but the great serpent as well. He is a traitor and must be dealt with as such.
Victor, surely you don't mean it.
He does, Luther. He is allowing his fervent pride and anger to cloud his judgment. What my brother is trying to say is that he wishes his own son dead. First, we lose Vashti to that malignance tearing through Dazra. And now you so willingly offer up Vaeric. As if our house has not suffered enough loss already.
I will not speak of her with an outsider, promised or not. Your focus is solely on Vaeric. My son denounced the very faith that defines Va'ruun's society. He dared to blame Anasco for the state of Dazra, dared to call our faith in the Great Serpent blind. It is heresy and punishable by death. Because he let his weakness get the better of him. He sees himself as a prisoner in this life. He runs from a duty that others would spend their lives coveting. He is my son. He does not get to choose. He was born to inherit my title, and he knows the punishment for refusing to honor it. This is not grief. This is betrayal. Not only to me, but to our society and the Great Serpent himself. I do not wish Vaeric dead, but as head of the Ministry of State, he left me no choice. All must serve. Those who refuse will be met with death. Our duty as wardens is to keep the populace tasked and loyal. All must serve, both the Great Serpent and House Va'ruun. No exceptions. Those who refuse must be cleansed to stop the spread of corruption. I will not have it known that I declared my own son a heretic and allowed him to escape our grasp. This knowledge weakens the Ministry of State's authority, something we cannot risk at this time. This is why my interest turned to a third party. Someone outside of the noble houses, but we have yet to determine someone trustworthy enough. Until now. The shame Vaeric brought upon this house is immeasurable. It stains the very foundation. I will not act until this house is in order and its members are properly aligned with the Great Serpent. Exceptions show weakness, and we cannot afford to show weakness at a time like this.
We have done the same for less. You act as if death is the only answer. What about forgiveness?
I will not risk the Ministry's authority on the actions of my own son, even if he is my chosen heir. If the High Council wants my cooperation, I need you to find Vaeric and carry out his sentence.
And I would ask you to spare him. My brother is acting under impulse, not reason.
I have never been more clear. Speak against me one more time, and you will regret it. Vaeric has a signet ring with House Veth'aal's family crest. Bring it to me as proof of death. Only then will I grant you access to the power grid. There is no other way. The Ministry of State must uphold order, and you will be expected to serve as we all do. I recommend you start by speaking to patrons of the Herald's Rest. Some of Vaeric's associates there may know where he went, but keep in mind, anyone who has directly aided him in hiding is an accomplice and shares his fate. The Herald's Rest is our local bar, and unfortunately, my son's favorite establishment to frequent. And while I know a bar isn't the ideal place for discretion, I still expect you to keep these matters private. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Vaeric. See to it you do. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Vaeric for personal reasons. I will not risk word of his disappearance getting out before I can say the situation has been handled.
Greetings. This bar. Can I get you anything? Vaeric? Depends on who's looking for him. And why, of course. Sounds like Vaeric, at least. Truth is, I haven't seen him for a few days myself. But if you find him, tell him he better come check on his tab. I know he's good for it, but since he gave Eggy permission to use it, it's sky high. Eggy or B are the ones you want to question, but I doubt they know any more than I do. If he owes you a drink, you know I wish I could, but I'm afraid I just can't help you. I don't blame you, especially in times like these. I'm sure he has, but I'm sure someone else could help you out. Well, if it's important... All right, fine. I don't know where he is, but there's a man, Dane Salavea. He might know. That one's easy. Dane's a bit of a regular ever since Dasra went to hell. Just wait around a bit, and he's bound to wander in.
Another day in Dazra. Hey, aren't you that outsider made promise that showed up here recently? Oh, wow. You really bought in, huh? I'm an outsider myself. It's hard to get into the whole giant snake thing. I guess when you're part of the supply chain, they make a few exceptions. There's not a lot of people in the import-export business when it comes to Dazra, and they aim to keep it that way. But believe me, it wasn't any short amount of time before they let me roam these streets. You could say I'm like a specialized delivery service, moving stuff back and forth between Dazra and the settled systems. Just so happens I got a lot of time on my hands since Dazra went to hell and I lost my ship. And let me tell you, I thought things were grim before. Whatever that incident was, this whole planet's gonna need therapy. Tell me about it. I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years and still get the cold shoulder most places I go. But then these people lose half their city and you show up, and suddenly it's divine intervention. Well, glad Dazra didn't disappoint. Something tells me you aren't kidding. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for? I know the name, sure, everybody here does, but the man? Not much. Someone like me doesn't exactly hang out with house bigwigs. That's so. Well, I guess that depends, Vindicator. Who wants to know? I consider Vaeric a bit of a friendly acquaintance. I know enough about the guy to care about his physical well-being, if you know what I mean. Oh, sure. You just show up out of the blue and suddenly want to know where to find House Veth'aal's #1 son? And I know he wasn't lost to whatever ate up half of Dazra. Plenty of people have seen him since. Although, let's just say after what went down here, my retirement's looking imminent, and I haven't exactly been saving up for a rainy day. So if you're feeling generous, maybe we can help each other out. Nice to see we operate on the same wavelength. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. Just not sure where. But I do have the means to track her. So you just say the word and we're off to the races. You make it sound creepy. But yeah, for emergencies. Highlands region is the northwest side of Dazra. Pretty good area if you don't want to be easily found. Yep, when it comes to my stuff, it's like a package deal. I'm not just gonna hand off valuable tech to some stranger. After you. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker, and fingers crossed, it'll lead us right to him. Just head out the west gate, should be the fastest route. Hope nothing bad's happened to Vaeric. I hate to think the worst, but it's always gnawing at you.
Did you need something?
What was that? Won't stop me!
Not the best.
Come on. This is enough!
Whoever gets
I
I've
also wish
smoked
to be
less for
prepared
worse
for
pay.
any
I'm all for hoarding everything you
situation,
can.
but there are practical limits, no?
this.
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there is something worth taking... There seems to be a path up. We should follow it.
I wonder what creatures live around here. Probably something mean and ugly.
But everything in the
You might hurt
galaxy needs
yourself
to
carrying
come
all
with
that.
us, you know. Temporary encampment, but not an uneventful stay for the occupant.
You trying out a new workout routine carrying all that?
Come with us, you know.
Let me know how that goes. Easy,
Not
Cat.
everything in
That's
the
a lot
galaxy
you're
needs to
carrying on
come
your
with
own.
us, you know. hope wherever you store that the smell will not be an issue.
I could have done without that. All my years and all the planets I've been on, Never gonna get used to those things. Terror, what? I think I'll pass. At least I don't see a body around here, so I hope that means Vaeric's alive. You find anything? Damn. Hate to think he had to take on those things by himself. Well, what's next? Vaeric must have fled in a hurry since his tracker's still here. So guess the rest is up to us. Sounds like a plan. And hopefully that injury slows him down enough for us to catch up. Let's head back down and see what we can find. And by we, I mean you.
That's far enough, strangers. You want to tell me what you're doing on my property uninvited? Through here. You realize you're in the middle of nowhere. I can understand that, but I can't help you. The only people here are my partner Zen and our daughter Mila. No one comes around here. We're isolated, and that's the way we like it. All right, fine.
Irina, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Zen, yes, I know quite well. Never mind my partner, they're just overly cautious. As I said, we're isolated out here. We keep to ourselves. But we did aid an injured young man a few days ago.
That's gotta be Vaeric.
It's too coincidental. It must have been him. We didn't know and didn't ask. We introduced ourselves, and he quickly changed the subject. But he was polite, And something about him reminded me of our own son, so I didn't feel the need to push him. We sent him north. There's a long-abandoned growth farm we felt he could make use of. He claimed he lost everything in the incident that swallowed half of Dazra. He wanted to start a new life. We even gave him 2 of our own growths to get started. Great Serpent, forgive my foolishness, but I trusted him instantly. I saw so much of our own son, Gas, in him, that I didn't doubt nor question. I allowed him his privacy in what I thought was a time of great need and grief. It's only now that you've come looking for him that I've made the connection. You're welcome, and safe travels. If you find him, give him our regards.
Let's just find out what we need and leave these people be.